Good evening. My name is Bethany York, and tonight I'm going to be speaking about John Dewey and his implications on the education system that we have in place today. John Dewey grew up in Vermont, and he would attend the New England town hall meetings. And here, John Dewey really liked to debate and have civil discussions with his peers about how society needed to change and grow, and John Dewey did believe in a democratic society. Now, John Dewey believed that children should be learning the fun activities when they're very young, early childhood. We can see this in the VPK classroom. He believed that children should be learning through play and playing with their peers specifically, socializing, and hands-on learning. You can see this in a VPK classroom today. In a VPK classroom, they might have STEM or sensory activities where students are given a table that might have an indent with sand in it, and the students are encouraged to play with the sand, see how the sand molds, see what would happen if they took the sand and dumped it into a funnel or down into other objects and toys. You can also see John Dewey's implications on the education system in the aspect of field trips. Students still go on field trips. I went on field trips in high school, and this is a form of actively learning. For example, when I was in 7th grade, I grew up in New England, and we were brought to a colonial museum where we actually got to churn butter. And we learned how to churn butter, and I can still remember it to this day because I actively went and learned what it was like to live in colonial America for a day. So John Dewey believed broadly that curriculum needs to change as a child is changing. So if a young child, a VPK child, is playing and learning the fun things that children want to learn, as they get older, they're going to be introduced more into structure, they'll be introduced more into the not so fun topics, but topics that are important for us to learn as we get older. My criticism on John Dewey's philosophy is that, well, yeah, it is always fun to learn the fun topics, but I think that starting to implement the not so fun topics, even as young as VPK children, is very important. Another thing that John Dewey was very expressive and passionate about was education for all. And you can see this today in our education systems because English as a second language is a very huge program in America. There are programs and teachers are, in some areas, are expected to be bilingual. So, Dewey strongly believed in the human experience. He believed that children and people learn through experience, they learn through hands-on experience specifically. John Dewey really believed that self-realization comes from human experience. We're not going to be able to connect with ourselves and what we truly believe until we experience what life has to offer. So with that being said, we still see John Dewey's implications today in our schools and specifically in our early childhood education programs. Thank you.